Oh, so this is what Donald Trump meant when he said there was going to be so much winning, markets crashing, alliances broken, daily chaos, Trump grifting off the American people every day. Doesn't seem like winning to me. So Donald Trump returned to Washington, D.C. He had to use these small stairs, of course, that you see right there. And then he swiftly crashed everything again. It's the weekly Trump crash that takes place. Take a look at these headlines right here from all different news sources from ABC. Stock slump, market closes down amid recession fears. AP stocks sell off worsens as Wall Street wonders how much pain Trump will accept. Stock market today, Dow dives 890 points on Trump recession fears from the New York Times. Stock market plunges. I think you get the picture here as Heather Long, an economist, says. Wall Street is souring on the Trump economic agenda. The Dow fell 890 points yesterday and is now below where it was on election day. This is the worst stock market performance in a president's first 50 days since 2009.
Donald Trump's so-called winning streak is unraveling fast, and the signs of a major economic collapse are impossible to ignore. From plummeting markets to international tensions, Trump's presidency is proving to be a disaster for the economy. But is this the beginning of a full-blown recession? Let's break it down.
So Trump's crashing the economy. Donald Trump is destroying our alliances abroad. He cut off intelligence and surveillance footage to Ukraine. European countries are having a meeting where they're cutting the United States out soon because they need to talk about a common defense in a world where Donald Trump has put the America in alliances with the axis of evil, Russia, Belarus, Hungary, and North Korea. Oh, and by the way, Donald Trump not only is refusing to release the Epstein files that he and all the MAGA Republicans said they were going to release, but they actually are firing the people who prosecuted Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. That's right, as the Senate Judiciary Democrats posted yesterday. Breaking. Pam Bondi puts Department of Justice prosecutor Andrew Rohrabaugh on leave. They're going to try to get rid of this guy. Rohrabaug's the guy who successfully prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's infamous co-conspirator. And the Senate Judiciary Democrats also explain not only is Pam Bondi stonewalling the Epstein file release, she just punished Ghislaine Maxwell's prosecutor. As I said before, Trump is never going to allow those files to be released. Trump was one of Epstein's closest friend, if not Epstein's closest friend. They partied together. Trump said Epstein was a great guy who likes women on the younger side. Epstein found girls to traffic at Mar-a-Lago through Ghislaine Maxwell. Donald Trump wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. He wished her the best at her criminal trial. I mean, the links are there. I've done lots of other videos about it. Oh, and remember when, was it 2 weeks ago, the Trump administration gave these MAGA influencers a binder that said, the Epstein files. And they said, we got him, everybody. And it was just the kind of phone list that Epstein had that was already released in 2021, which, by the way, had Donald Trump's number on it, but I digress. Bloomberg's reporting that 5 of the billionaires who attended Trump's inauguration, you see them right there, well, they've lost a combined $200 billion in wealth since then, according to Bloomberg's Billionaires Index. I guess that's, again, what winning's all about. These billionaires kissed the ring. They went to Mar-a-Lago and did the pilgrimage of shame, and then they lost all of their money in the Trump economy. But, folks, did you hear about the deal that Donald Trump made yesterday? You hear about his big deal? That's right. As Americans are suffering, as our markets are crashing, as the Atlanta Federal Reserve predicts a massive contraction of about negative 2.8 to negative 3% of American GDP in quarter one. By the way, while other economies across the world are growing, Donald Trump did make a deal. No, it was not peace in Ukraine in 24 hours. No, it was not lowering prices. It was not lowering egg prices. No. Apprentice season 1 through 7 is going to be on Amazon Prime. Donald Trump did a deal with Bezos to get the Apprentice seasons 1 through 7. I'm sure Trump got a nice fat check for that.
This is no small dip. It's a massive red flag. The stock market hasn't performed this poorly in a president's first 50 days since 2009. And guess what? Trump's reckless decisions are fueling the fire. Markets don't just react to rumors, they respond to fear. And when Trump pushes economic chaos, the markets panic. This isn't winning, it's a financial freefall.
Even like the crypto bro accounts and like the Wall Street trading accounts on Reddit, they're now posting images of former President Biden with things like this. Isn't it funny how we all miss this guy now? Even Rand Paul, MAGA Republican from Kentucky, Rand Paul posts the following. The stock market is comprised of millions of people who are simultaneously trading. The market indexes are a distillation of sentiment. When the markets tumble like this in response to tariffs, maybe it pays to listen, Donald. It's coming from MAGA Republican Rand Paul. And shout out to this account, Cosmic Dust X. They put Donald Trump's image with Donald Trump's huckster snake oil salesman routine in front of an image that shows all of the stocks that lost massive amounts of money in the Trump horrific economy. I want you to watch this here. Play this clip.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win.
But folks, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law was going on the Hannity show and saying that we all need to just be more grateful to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. She says, in fact, we need to kiss their feet. That's what they were saying on Fox, that we need to kiss the feet of Trump and Musk. You think I'm joking? Here's what she said.
We cannot survive as a country. So people ought to be kissing the feet of Elon Musk and Donald Trump for being the two people to actually do this.
And then Lara Trump was, I think, selling Trump branded products last night on Hannity. And she's like, the Trump brand, it's never been hotter. It's so hot right now. It's so hot. The Trump brand. Here, play this clip.
And you know, what's happened with Donald Trump is it's never been hotter to get your hands on anything Trump. All the Trump properties are doing fantastically. You know, Trump shoes, you can't get a pair of them even if you try.
Really, the Trump brand is so hot. So while Trump and Elon Musk are destroying Medicaid, as Elon Musk is calling Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, as Trump and Musk are firing tens of thousands of Social Security administrator workers, 60, 70, 80,000 workers at the VA, as they're shutting down VA offices, Social Security offices. They're gutting the government, gutting NIH, CDC, Department of Education. You want us to kiss their feet, and you care that the Trump brand is so hot?
And it's not just the markets. Trump is alienating allies at a time when global partnerships are crucial. Cutting off intelligence to Ukraine, burning bridges with Europe, these moves are isolating the United States, leaving us vulnerable on the world stage. The result? Economic uncertainty skyrockets and recession fears deepen. Trump's strategy isn't America first, it's America alone.
Oh, by the way, today the MAGA Republicans are trying to pass their continuing resolution to keep the government funded through September. They're unable to pass the budget. Remember how they talked about their budget priorities? They're unable to pass that. So they want a CR, a continuing resolution to go through September, basically. And by the way, you know what's not in that CR? There's nothing about no tax on tips, nothing about no tax on Social Security. They want to gut Social Security. Nothing about no tax on overtime. Nothing about that. I mean, literally, you have to understand everything Trump says is a lie. I don't know how many more times I need to say that before people get it. I know you get it for watching it, but everything this guy says is a lie. Not sure if you hear in the background, my baby girl Jimenez is making an appearance on today's episode. As Brian Tyler Cohen reposts this thing by Elon Musk, Elon Musk posts this image. Visual representation of the Social Security database. Elon Musk spent the day attacking Social Security, spreading lies about it. Why? Because they want to get rid of it. And as Brian Tyler Cohen writes, we should compare Social Security, which has never missed a payment since its inception, to the Tesla stock. What were the right-wing propagandists like Rob Schmidt saying today? Stuff like this. Yeah, the Dow is plunging, yeah. This is happening because we have a president with balls to undo a globalist economic agenda that's decimated American wages and quality of life. This is the pain that comes from real change. It's much easier to just pass the buck. Balls, everybody. Yeah. The Dow's plunging. The markets are plunging. Your 401k is plunging. Yeah. But big balls, everybody. That's what the MAGA Republicans are saying. Big balls? Big balls. Are you kidding me? Let's be very clear. Donald Trump is a pathetic little cornered rat who the moment he sees the markets tanking, freaks out, and then he reverses his tariffs, puts his tariffs, reverses his tariffs, puts his tariffs, goes in vacation. So let's be very clear about bunker boys, tiny whatever. And this is how you're spinning this. Wages were up under former President Biden. GDP growth exceeded China. America's economy, according to the Wall Street Journal under former President Biden, was the envy of the world. Newspapers, economists, everybody who knew about the economy was saying former President Biden handed Donald Trump something better than a Goldilocks economy that was just right. Inflation was under control. Prices were decreasing. There were 16.4 million jobs created under former President Biden. He handed Donald Trump an incredible economy, and Trump is crashing right now. By the way, even Indiana's MAGA Republican Senator Young is saying, this is what he was quoted as saying in the New York Times, let's be clear, the CHIPS and Science Act, at least the CHIPS portion, has been one of the greatest successes of our time. This as Donald Trump calls to scrap the horrible chip program, spreading panic. The president's attack on the key tenet of the Biden administration's industrial policy is causing panic.
Now, here's where things get really ugly. Trump promised to expose the Epstein files, yet his administration is now blocking those records and even punishing the prosecutors who held Epstein's inner circle accountable. Why? Because Trump's own connections to Epstein run deep, and mega influencers are too blind to admit it. It's all a twisted game of cover-ups and distractions, and meanwhile, everyday Americans are paying the price as the economy crumbles.
What does the Chiron for Fox, and I put news in quotes, say? Trump on possible economic boom. You just watch. Yeah, he may be tanking everything now, but just you watch. While all of this is taking place, Donald Trump's co-president or puppet master, whatever you want to call Elon Musk, is attacking the great veteran Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, former Air Force pilot, astronaut, because Senator Mark Kelly visited Ukraine and said, just left Ukraine. What I saw proved to me we can't give up on the Ukrainian people. Elon Musk says you are a traitor because Senator Mark Kelly visited Ukraine. I mean, again, that's the position of the Trump administration. Oh, by the way, I said the markets were crashing. Donald Trump called himself the Bitcoin president. Bitcoin hit a 90-day low price of $77,000. I mean, literally, Trump is wiping out trillions in crypto. Take a look at the market wipeout since the election. The Dow's down almost 4%, NASDAQ down almost 7%, S&P down 11%. But the White House is just saying, this is just a blip. This is just a blip. But you know who doesn't think it's a blip? Suburban voters, swing state voters. Big movement in a new Siena poll. Trump is collapsing in the downstate suburbs. From 58 to 41% last month, he's now underwater, 22 points in a month, and it is still moving. Donald Trump sending emails out to his supporters, though, asking if they want Doge dividend checks. Where in the continuing resolution is the Doge dividend check, Donald? Where's the Doge dividend check? Oh, is this more of your lies? You're going to make people so rich, now you're going to give them what? You're gonna go to Fort Knox and find the Doge dividend checks as you actually destroy people's life savings? Is that what you're gonna do as you're selling Apprentice season 1 through 7 to Jeff Bezos? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing with your accordion hands while you screw over the American people? While prices are surging, while inflation's surging, while we're now approaching stagflation, meaning GDP in the gutter, contraction, negative 2.8 to negative 3% GDP quarter one, and surging inflation. But when Donald Trump was asked if you're worried about a recession, here was his response, just to remind you. Let's play it.
Where are we? Are we we're just about ready to land.
Are you worried about a recession? Maria Bartiromo asked you, and you kind of hesitated?
I'll tell you what, of course you hesitate. Who knows? All I know is this: we're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs. We're going to have open factories. It's going to be great, and the plane is landing. And
We gotta go.
thank you for a lot of good
Thanks, guys.
questions, okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
So utterly, I'm going to make you so rich, you're not going to know what to do with how rich you are. It's the Ponzi scheme presidency, and the American people have figured it out. I wish you would have figured it out. Not you. American people could have figured the voting public, and wish more people would have voted. It's like ridiculous. This guy's bankrupted all of his companies in the past. Not all of them, but most of his companies in the past, like 5, 6. And other like 10 businesses he's been associated with have failed. No one's failed more at business than Donald Trump. But voters put this guy in. I mean, less than a majority of voters, but shocker. The guy who goes, you're fired, is firing people. The guy who screws contractors is screwing the contractors. The guy who's engaged in all of this failures is failing again.
So, is a recession coming? All signs point to yes, and Trump's reckless moves are accelerating the fallout. Markets crashing, global tensions rising, and economic panic spreading fast. This is Trump's winning in action. But what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned. This story isn't over yet.